Welcome back, trainers, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at a shiny shadow Tyranitar, level 51, equipped as best buddy. Seeing that we have all these Necrozmas running around here, might as well give this thing a try and see what we can do. We're going to be going with its Community Day move Smackdown, and then we do have Brutal Swing and then also Stone Edge. It's also going to be able to take care of those Ho-Ohs easy. We're going to see those several times here, but it also has quite a few things it needs to look out for, including those Steel types because of that Rock typing. But with its Shadow damage as well as the stab from the Smackdown, it does still do a pretty significant amount of damage to even the things that do resist it. And we're going to be pairing it up with a lot of different Pokemon here. I do believe we're going to be keeping Duskmane throughout the entire video, and that third Pokemon will be swapped out here. We are currently going with Mewtwo, and we're going to be bringing it back. This was over the course of a couple of days here. I was raging, folks, raging, because it just kept throwing the most nonsense stuff at me. It was just starting to, like, Kyogre's in the lead. And then I was like, okay, screw this. I'm going to go ahead and just start throwing dragons up front, fairies, and then also other things. But it's okay. We'll work with it. We'll see what we have going on here, and I'll have a little fun. I enjoyed it. So let's go ahead and get into the commentary here. All right, leading with that Dawn Wings Duskmane. I know. All right, Palkia, this is going to be a good matchup here for us, and we will be letting that first Aqua Tail go. As we do resist that Dragon Breath, they're not going to be able to really farm us down before we do get to another Dark Pulse here, and we will be shielding up the next one so we can kind of win that swap here. They will be able to outpace you, and again, they still can't really farm you down at this point. You'll probably be able to like outpace them with the Shadow Claw before, well, they'll probably get to an Aqua Tail, but we're just going to go ahead and throw that. They are keeping their shield, so we're down one, and they're bringing in Landorus, okay? Hopefully we can get a shield here because Tyranitar definitely does not want to go up against that, so we're going to go ahead and bring in our Mewtwo here. I don't know if that was the best decision right there to actually swap into it and lock ourselves here, but we're just going to go ahead and do it. Letting that first Sandsear Storm go because, well, we can take that. Shielding up the next one. Our attack is now down by 2 stages, but this is Shadow Mewtwo, so technically we're still doing normal damage here. Alright, so this is going to get pretty interesting. They do have that Dawn Wings in the back, which is going to be Ghost as well as Psychic, so the Tyranitar is going to be able to shut it down, but the Moongeist Beam still does a decent amount of damage. Actually, I think we're going to be taking a loss here if they can get to another one. See, we can't throw it. It's pointless. We might as well just go quick moves. So yeah, unfortunately, we're going to take a loss here, but hey, you know, sometimes you can't win them all, right? All right, it's a good game still nonetheless. Next game, we're going to be met with a Zygarde. Of course we do. All right, so we're just going to have to stay here. We'll let that first Crunch go, much like the Palkia situation, except for this time the Crunch is going to be super effective, but it's not going to be enough to take us out, nor will the Dragon Tail either. So we'll just go ahead and just let that first one go. If they do drop the defense, that could, you know, it's not necessarily an issue, just doing a little bit more damage. We will shield this one up because we're looking to get a shield out of them here, or they're going to swap into their Ho-Oh. Now it's time to bring in the star of the show, which is going to be Tyranitar. We do resist all of the moves, but check this out. I did exclude it because it pissed me off so bad on how the algorithm was screwing me over. I encountered about 3 Ho-Ohs with Earthquake when running Tyranitar. You can't make this stuff up. It's so unbelievable. I never encounter Ho-Ohs with Earthquake. Never. But the second I have 2 Pokemon weak to ground, wow, of course they have freaking Earthquake. Unfreaking believable. All right, anyways, we took care of business. Unfortunately, that Necrozma just came into the action here, and our Dark type is down. But we do have that Giratina Origin in the back. Thought I'd just mix it up. Like I said, we're going to be going in here with all kinds of things because it was just screwing me over. I was losing my mind. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and shield up this Moongeist Beam, calling that very good. And then going for the, Ominous Wind, but they back out, so I don't even have to hit those bubbles there. All right, moving it into the next game, we're leading with the Dawn Wing or Duskmane. I don't know what it is. All right, so they do have that O-Oh. We're going to go ahead and immediately swap into our Mewtwo. We don't want to go Tyranitar because we want them to hopefully shield us up. Fantastic. And then throw a charge move and then retreat. But I'm pretty sure what's going to happen for this battle is they're actually going to farm me all the way down here using Bolt Shields, which is perfectly fine. Sounds good to me. Now, we can take those hits with Tyranitar as we do resist it because of the Rock typing, but the charge moves still do a decent amount because we are Shadow, okay? These things just hit hard at me. So there's half our health, not very effective, great. And they do swap into their Origin Dialga. So we're going to go ahead and see what we can do here. Going for that Dark Pulse, of course, you don't want to go for the Sunsteel Strike. It's not really very effective. So just keep it going with the Dark Pulse, and we're unfortunately getting baited with an Iron Head. So what we're going to do is farm up a little bit more energy here, and then go for the Dark Pulse to take them out. I'm assuming they're going to be bringing in their Ho-Oh here, and we're able to get to another Dark Pulse, which is going to be enough to take them out. And I'm pretty sure they do have a Togekiss in the back, and we're going to have to make a mad dash to that Sunsteel Strike here. It's going to be very close, and we have plenty of time. We're good to go. We're going to go ahead and one-shot this thing. Oh yeah, very satisfying, and taking the win. All right, just a couple more battles before I have my next 100. I do believe it's my third time reaching it, so final reward set here. Next game met with a Palkia Origin. Sounds good. We've seen this before. Now we just have to hope that there is going to be some sort of I don't know, Ho-Oh on their team or something like that. Funny thing is, I haven't encountered a single Lugia when running this team. Go figure, right? Okay. So yes, we are going to also be pretty vulnerable to Yveltal. Yeah, I understand that, but then we do also have Tyranitar, so we got that to cover us. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and go for the Psy Strike up against that Landorus there, and we are going to let this go, and we want to farm them down with the Duskmane, okay? We want to Shadow Claw them down, build up all this energy. I'm so happy I've got this in the Beast Ball as well. It's so cool. I couldn't believe it. I got the 100 with the card background, or the special background. Super awesome. Yeah, so they do have a Ho-Oh. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to tell you straight up. I did see a lot of Ho-Ohs, so I can't really complain too much, but it's that check and balance that the algorithm does do for you, where it does throw hard counters, but at the same time, it's going to put something that could potentially be pretty weak to you as well. And if you're thinking to yourself, well, there's all kinds of combinations, of course something's going to be weak to something on your team. I understand that, but we have to think, we have to use, think beyond this, okay? You have to recognize what's going on here. Anyways, we have a Groudon, and they're going to be catching a Sunsteel Strike. What are they throwing? What are they? Oh, there you go. See, there it is again. Hey, how you doing? They lock themselves in here. Sounds good to me. Now, if I recall this correctly, this Groudon is actually going to bait me with a Fire Punch, which is not very effective, so we do waste his shield here, unfortunately, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and, of course, go for the Brutal Swing on Tyranitar, and they're letting it go. Great. That's all we really needed. We just need to bring them down pretty low. Now, I think I'm going to shield this up, and we're going to go ahead and just try to farm them down, unless I did hit that charge move here, and unfortunately I did. That's okay. They do go for the Precipice Blades, using all that energy up. They still have 2 shields, and they have a Palkia Origin in the back. If I get to this, bingo, that's all we needed. Literally getting there at 1 HP. That's all we needed to do. We still have a full Mewtwo, and we're also going to be able to get to this charge move here as well, and we get the other shield, and then we go in there with Mewtwo and Psy Strike them to take the win. I had an absolute blast with Tyranitar, and another thing about it too, if you do have a good Shadow, or just a regular Tyranitar for that matter, because it does have a Mega, but if you do have a good Shadow with decent IVs, then it's also going to be great to go up against raid bosses that are weak to rock or dark, because it's amazing there too. As a matter of fact, its damage output is, I think, a little higher than the Mega. Its TDO, which is its time in the battle, is obviously not going to be as long though. All right, next game, we're going to be met with a Tapu Bull. This is great for our Duskmane. They're going to be swapping into their own Shadow Tyranitar. Let's freaking go. All right. So, of course, we have to shield this up, because it is going to be doing extreme amounts of damage to our Psychic typing, and we're going to go ahead and bait them here. We're going to see if we can get a Shield Dark Pulse. Yeah, let's go. Bring it in our own Tyranitar here. Now, the second I hit this Brutal Swing, I realized, you know what? They're probably going to go for Stone Age. Even though they would have outpaced me, I don't think I would have been able to get there. No, there's no way. So we'll just go ahead and let this go. We do not want to use both shields, so their Tyranitar Shadow is taking out my shiny Shadow Tyranitar. Good stuff, good stuff. We're going to go ahead and bring in our Duskmane to farm them down and really start building up that energy. And they do have a Rhyperior in the back. Sounds good. So we're going to go ahead and go for the Sunsteel Strike, and of course they're going to be shielding it up. We're going to go ahead and bring in our Mewtwo here, and as a matter of fact, I think we shield this up. We don't want to get hit by a Rock Wrecker. I'm pretty sure all hope would be lost at that point, and they're bringing in that Tapu Bull. Now, Mewtwo is so unbelievably OP. We're going to be able to get to another Psy Strike to take the win up against this Tapu Bull here, and then another Psy Strike up against that Rhyperior, unless they get to a Rock Wrecker, which I highly doubt, and we get to another Psy Strike. So it's not quite over yet. This is not going to, really KO them, but it is pretty much over. So yeah, Tyranitar Shadow, absolutely amazing. Definitely worth your investment, because, well, you can go up against raids too, and it's pretty decent in the match thing, I suppose, so long as you don't get screwed over here, throwing all kinds of water and grass types at you out of the blue, right? And next game, we're going to be met with a Palkia. We love to see this here. This is a decent matchup. Now, of course, it can learn Fire Blast, so if they do actually build up to that, then of course they will be able to one-shot you. But we're going to go ahead and just let it all go, calling the Aqua Tails, and let's see what happens. And it is an Aqua Tail. Sounds good to me. And getting to another Dark Pulse here. Do they want to shield? I think they let this go. I don't really remember. All right, they're shielding it up. Sounds good. Now I let this go, and then I'm going to be bringing in Mewtwo. We all shield them up, Psycho Cut them down, really build up that energy, and then again, hope that there is going to be some sort of a Ho-Oh in the back or maybe another flyer. But I don't really see any flyers other than Landorus when I run this team here. And it is going to be a Origin Dialga, so we're going to go ahead and just go for that Shadow Ball and see if we can get to a Psy Strike, which will be enough. I think it should be enough, right? Shadow Mewtwo. And they shield it up, though, and then swap it. Oh, in the back. There you go. Yeah, no algorithm. Yeah, let's take this win here. Let's take this W. Let's go. There you have it, folks. Shadow Tyranitar, pretty amazing. And you don't even need the best IVs, as you see in mine here. I just pulled the trigger. I said, the hell with it. This thing is way too good to not power up. But if you did enjoy this video, if you can get a thumbs up, that'd be much appreciated. And I'll catch you all next time. Take care.
Hey! So you're finally here! Fantastic!